Welcome to the IGLOOSIVE podcast. We are on episode number 3. I have a special guest with us today, my very good friend. He's been on the road with me. He's been doing comedy for years. Give it up for my good friend, Aaron Suarez.
Yay. I don't know.
Now we getting busy, bridging the gap. Born in the game.
Who are you talking to, man? I can't hear them applaud for me, dude.
Yeah, well, you're supposed to hear. You didn't hear it in the headphones?
I did it.
Right.
I did it.
They'll hear it. So now you just look like a jackass, right?
Fuck.
He just looks like an asshole now.
It's good to be here, brother. What a fucking great setup. I mean, I've told you this before, but I can't stop looking at the whole place, man. It's really cool. It's really you.
Thanks, man.
It's really you. I fucking love it, man. Good to be here.
I appreciate it.
I'm third guest, but fucking whatever.
Shout out to Zach, the producer, and Zane.
What's up, everybody?
For setting it all up, man.
Do you have like a cool podcast name?
Yeah, it's the IGLOOSIVE podcast.
No, you. Do you have like a...
Oh, no, not at all.
Like, I don't know.
Someone
It's
tried
just
to
Zach,
give me
yeah.
a DJ name, and it was stupid, so...
What was that? What was that name?
I forget. It was Zounds with a Z.
Whoa,
yeah,
dude.
let's not ever do that.
Yeah. You should put that on your Hinge profile.
That sounds awful. All right, so Aaron, I know most of these questions, but a lot of the viewers won't. So how long have you been doing comedy?
This year it is 9 years. I'm gonna be a decade into it next year.
Wow.
I believe, yeah.
All right, a decade in, man. That's fucking cool.
I'm almost catching up to you, brother. What you doing, like 13?
No, this year will be 12.
12?
Yeah.
So you're 2 up. So you started 2 years before I did then.
Yeah.
Shit.
July 24th, 2011.
It was a Wild West back then, right?
Yeah.
And that wasn't even the Wild West, like compared to other comedians and stuff like that, right? But it was our Wild West,
yeah,
right? Where we had to do fucking, just the comic fucking thing. But yeah, brother.
That's when there wasn't a lot of people doing comedy,
Correct. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. There wasn't a lot of talent out there, right?
Yeah.
Because no one had the balls to do it.
Yep.
I think that's what it really was. And also it was in a weird time where, especially in Texas, people didn't know how to do it.
Right.
Or how to get into it until like podcasts started coming up and, all the documentaries that came out with like comics and stuff like that. People started taking an interest. Just random ass people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Because I know like you were a lot like me. You used to do rap music years ago.
Yeah.
And the whole reason I got out of rap music is because it got oversaturated.
Correct.
And there was way too many people. That's why I got into comedy.
Yeah.
And now it's almost like comedy is starting to be like that. Just how rap music was back then, in like 2011, everybody was releasing a mixtape. Now everybody's starting to release like crowd work specials and comedy specials and just like, so it's starting to get there. But,
Well, the reason I got out of music, it's just because the way it wasn't so much that it was saturated. It's just the way it was evolving. The way hip hop was evolving really bummed me out. So that's what really kind of discouraged me from doing hip. I still love hip hop. I mean, fucking, I got it tattooed on my fucking. I love all aspects of hip hop, right? But it started like changing to shit.
Yeah.
Like and this was even before. Like I saw the little transitions to mumble rap and all these like pop kind. And there's some good jams out there, or whatever. But yeah, that's kind of what discouraged me. I was like, I don't feel the love to do it for other people anymore. I just feel like loving it for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's really what got me out. But since then, like I think I've always had to, because I've always sucked at school, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't pay attention to school. And I graduated and everything, but I was never good at anything but entertaining people. I started, doing music and whatever. I was always an athlete. I just there was something about entertaining people that really fucking got to me. And I didn't understand it. And later on, now like 9 years later into comedy, I understand that it's not so much the entertainment of people. It's just knowing the fact that you can make someone just for a little bit happy, even though you're going through some nightmares.
Yeah.
That's a real line that I've never thought I would ever fucking be walking, you know what I'm saying? Like going through all this bullshit, but cutting it all off just to make others laugh, just so they can be happy.
Right.
Which is a weird thing. It's like the opposite of selfish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing. Like you want to give it to them.
Right.
No one's asking for it, right?
Yeah.
No one's like, please make me laugh,
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's an incredible thing. I don't think I could stop this. You know, I did music for a while. I did music for maybe, I want to say 4 or 5 years, you know, and I did some pretty cool stuff, you know, working like with Chameleonaire and shit like, or not working with him, but like opening up for him and Pitbull and shit like that, like back in the days, you know, when they were fucking hot shit.
Mr. 305 Pitbull?
Oh yeah,
Damn, that's legit.
It was like they were hot fucking shit. So, where was I going with this?
I don't know. You tell me. You're so fucking comedy.
I also have ADHD, so there's other conversations floating in my head right now. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, about comedy. I don't see myself stopping.
Yeah.
You know, I've called you when I'm on my dad. Like, I don't know what I even told you. I remember calling you one time, and I told you, I was like, "What the fuck are we doing, man?
Yep.
What the fuck are we doing?
Yep.
Like, what is this?" And I remember I got to that point because I got in this weird mindset, like, man, I'm never gonna fucking catch a break. You know, I was seeing other, you know, newer comics or just, you know, just some mediocre comics just skyrocketing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about like good comics. I'm just talking about people that just hang around and they're like, "You want to do a spot?" And then, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. And it got to me, but thank God I caught myself.
Yes.
I told you that, right?
Yep.
I was like, thank God I caught myself because I forgot what it was really about. And it was about what I like doing. That's writing cool fucking stuff that makes me laugh, that makes other people laugh. And that's why I got into it in the beginning. So it's hard in this fucking, in this business to keep horse blinders on.
Yes.
It's really fucking hard.
It is.
And you have to.
Yep.
You have to keep horse blinders on because if you don't, you're not going to survive.
Yeah.
You're not going to survive.
That's the biggest part of being a comedian, I feel like, is not comparing yourself to others.
Yep.
And I don't care how fast anybody blows up. Don't compare yourself to that person.
Yeah.
I learned that on, I think, my 5th year or 4th year. Because I would always go on the road with Stringer. And me and John Stringer, shout out to John Stringer, fucking amazing comedian,
monster.
by the way.
I love him.
Me and him would always go on the road and I would open up for him and I would host. I wouldn't even feature. I would just host because I wasn't at that level yet. And he started, I think, 2 months after I started. And so like I'm going on the road opening up for him. And I remember the owner of Looney's Comedy Club, Eric Hawkinson, super cool dude. He was like, "Hey man," he's like, "don't ever compare yourself to him because I've been doing this for about 20 years and I've only seen one other person besides Stringer that came up in 5 years and was headlining clubs." He's like, "So don't ever compare yourself." And I was like, "Dude, thank you for telling me that." Because like it's you can't, dude. If you compare yourself, you constantly mind fuck yourself and you're like, am I doing this right?
You
like,
you get obsessed with it. You get obsessed with someone else's like climb and whatever, and you forget about yours.
Yeah.
You know, but as much as people don't like to admit it, that's what this business does to you.
Yeah.
It does that to you because, you know, it's an unfair business. It really is an unfair business. You can work your balls off. You can be the funniest fucking guy in the room, but at the end of the day, it does have to do a lot with luck.
Yeah.
A lot with where you hang out at. You know what I'm saying? Show face, show face, and stuff like that. But it's not easy for some comics. Like I feel like a lot of the younger comics, especially the people that moved to Austin, you know, they're young and they can risk it. You know, they can risk that fucking, I'll live in my fucking van. I'll live in, you know what I mean? And I respect the fuck out of that. But I'm in my 30s, bro. Like a lot of people don't know I have a fucking daytime job. You know what I mean? I got bills to pay. And although comedy does, you know, okay, you know, it helps me out. I'm not fucking banking or whatever. It does help out with the bills or whatever. But I just, it's hard, man. A lot of people don't see not the work it takes to actually be funny, but the work it takes to get eyes on you.
Right.
I think that's a big one in this industry. Like, you just have to have the right eyes. One pair of right eyes go, who's that?
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you really need. So it does come down to luck, right place, right time. But I mean, shout out to all those motherfuckers, you know, climbing at the end of the day. And you have to catch yourself. You know, if you're a young comic and you catch yourself being like salty and bitter and shit like that, you're focusing on the wrong fucking shit.
1,000%.
You're focusing on the wrong fucking thing.
And, you know, it does have to do with luck, but it also is like, you have to grind it out, you know, like the day and age that we live in. I'm sure like the comedians like Eddie Murphy and George Carlin and Richard Pryor, they'd kill to have social media.
Oh man, imagine.
Because they'd blow up. I mean, it's just, I mean, that's the thing with social media is that you can blow up, and there's pros and cons too. Like I mean, because back then you could have said whatever you wanted to, nobody knew anything. You could have done whatever you wanted to. Nowadays, like, I mean, could you imagine if there were cell phones around like back in like the 80s when Eddie Murphy was doing like those parties?
There was cell phones around.
Okay. All right. We're taking it there.
Fucking brick ass cell phones. Eddie had one for sure.
There was no camera phones. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Yeah.
So nobody can like record it and post it to social media. You know what I'm saying? Like Eddie Murphy caught doing cocaine off a hooker's titties or something. You know what I'm saying? Like a dead hooker or something. Like, I mean, it wasn't there. Like so they could get whatever. I mean, imagine
a dead hooker because people record that.
What's that?
A dead hooker because people record comedians doing coke off of dead hookers.
Fuck yeah, they do. They would today. I guarantee you. That's a viral video.
That's true.
It's a fucking viral, and that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants to go viral these days.
Well, I mean, that's a ticket, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
but even if they're not doing comedy,
yeah, of course.
just people like, oh, I went look at you see how many hits this got? Like, okay, douche,
Yeah, they are doing it for different reasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, most comedians, I'd say a lot of, like 95% of comedians, you truly do use it as a tool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what a lot of I see a lot of other comedians judge other comedians because sometimes comedians post some stuff that's kind of not cringy, but what's the best word to describe this? I mean, I guess they'll post some cringy stuff, and then you can see like some backhanded comments from other comedians. But what they don't know is, hey, fuckface, they're not doing it for you.
Yeah, exactly.
They're doing it for the people that like for them to do that. Mm-hmm. He's connecting to a fucking the people that want to tune in, not you, fuckface.
Yeah, it's not about you.
No, not about you. So that's why when some comedians, that's another thing. Like, I mean, there's some comedians that judge really hard on other comedians on their styles or whatever. But hey, if they're bringing in people, you know what I'm saying? If the club's hiring them, it's for a fucking reason.
Yep.
A lot of motherfuckers think that. And not all comedy club owners, right? Because there's a lot of comedy club owners that I fell in love with that just love comedians and love comics, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, motherfucker, it is about numbers.
It is 1,000%.
If you don't have numbers, who the fuck are you?
1,000. I've seen so many comedians who are way funnier and more talented than I am, but I'm getting the nights because I have the following.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not to discredit me because I can still go up and I can still do my thing, but I know that there's other people out there that are funnier than me. I'm humble enough to like admit it,
You have to.
And like, I know that if they were to go in front of me, I wouldn't be able to follow them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would give it my all.
Is that why you take me on the road, motherfucker?
Exactly, because you suck. So
fuck.
You're not shitty, but you're not great. You're like right there in the. You're a medium rare steak. You're a medium rare steak comic.
God damn, dog.
That's how I like my steak. That's how I like my comics. So yeah.
Can you believe this shit sounds?
Zounds. You fucked up by telling them your
I
name.
should have never said it.
You done fucked
It's
up.
on his Hinge profile. He DJs on the weekend.
So, who was your biggest influence in comedy that like got you into kind of like, man, I want to do this?
Oh man, they always ask me this shit, and it's always the same question, and a lot of people hate it. But the only reason I started doing stand-up comedy is because I saw Louis C.K. for the first time. I think it was Chewed Up. I saw Chewed Up, and I had seen comedy before, right? We always get that common question, right? When did you start comedy? Like, what influenced you? How did you get started?
Yep.
And for me, it was never a fucking plan or a choice. Like, I was never a kid in high school or middle school being like, I want to be a comedian.
Right.
Nowadays, there is kids like that because they're still exposed to the internet, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And the funny part is that when I was a kid, I remember my parents were really into comedy too, because every Friday we'd watch this show called Pocos Pero Locos. And you had a young Fluffy, young Felipe Esparza, young Willie Barcena, young George Lopez, all these fucking guys, Jeff Garcia, Mike Robles, he's a fucking the king behind it, right?
Yeah.
And
I love Jeff Garcia, by the way.
oh yeah,
Fuck, he's great.
yeah, he's fucking great. I think he's still doing his thing, man. I see him all the time in Cali working some stuff. Well, online. I don't travel.
Right.
You don't have to say right. Real
cool.
quick.
You travel with me.
Cool, man. Go check out my special, Aaron.
We're gonna get to the special. Okay, don't plug your shit.
No.
This guy's fucking desperate.
No, it's
Anyways.
not that. I just wanted to fucking come up after that, fucking backhanded. And that's the thing about comics, too. Like,
Louis C.K.
No. So Pocos Pero Locos.
Mm-hmm.
My parents would put it on every Friday, and I remember I would fucking go. I knew when the time was gonna be on, and I guess I wanted to be around because it'd make my parents laugh.
Yeah.
And I would make my parents laugh too, all the fucking time.
Yep.
So I guess a little spark started there.
Yes.
But totally blanked out, the remainder years or whatever. I've always watched like Richard Pryor shit, George Carlin. I saw a lot of George Carlin stuff, and still like, oh, fucking hilarious, funny. But that's all it was. I just watched comedy. I just saw comedy, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Then I saw Louis C.K. I don't even know how I came across Louis C.K., but I put Shoot Up on, and I was so blown away. I guess I had never seen anyone so honest, so honest about how much of a fucking piece of shit he can be,
Right.
and how much piece of shit decisions he can make.
Yeah.
Basically, just being a human, a real fucking human, and you saw that everything he had in his head, he let it all out.
Yeah.
And that kind of changed. That really ignited me, and I was like, wait, so you can be honest with people, and they can laugh about it, about the most embarrassing shit, and that was I couldn't fucking comprehend that.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't understand how something so embarrassing and fucking humiliating could bring so much joy.
Yeah.
To people. It's kind of like a weird martyr situation, right? Because he's leaving it all out there for you.
Yes.
And he's giving it to you, and you take it with you. That's the crazy part, that you take whatever the performer did that night with you, and they gave it all to you. So that's why some of us killed ourselves. Because
Definitely happens.
yeah, man. So Louis C.K. and until this day, I'm a big fanboy. I kind of always had a dream of working with him, but I also, that's the biggest fear in my fucking life, to work with Louis C.K.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, what if, I just eat the biggest, fattest dick possible in front of him,
And you already have anxiety before you go on stage.
Oh, of course.
So if you were going on stage before Louis C.K., oh, dude, you might die, like legit. You might have a heart attack and die.
Maybe. I mean, that or someone's going to come. But
he means come.
and by the way, it's gonna be me, dude. It's gonna be me. But yeah, man, I just, he's someone that till this day I just can't believe how amazing his comedic brain is.
Yeah.
He's they talk about goats here and goats there, but fuck that guy, you got to put him high up there, because he really has a special brain, and I don't mean the R word. I mean, he's just very, very unique guy. And if it wasn't for him, I don't think I'd be doing comedy right now. To be honest with you. Yeah. And then from there, obviously, I think he just opened a little window for me, and I discovered the other things I liked about comedy. Like I said at first I was like, oh, I want to entertain people at first.
Right.
And after that, I was like, oh, never mind. I just like making people happy. I like making my parents laugh. I like making my friends laugh at school. I've always liked making people happy. Yeah. Because I guess growing up, mentally for me, and the shit that I go through mentally and shit like that, I always try to be happy. I always try to be happy, even if I'm not. Right. Even if I'm in pain, even in physical pain. I told you, like, I work through the pain and just fucking keep going. And comedy allows me to do that, and it allows me to honestly feel a little accomplished every single time I step off stage, whether it be a bomb or a fucking crushing fucking set. I always felt like I did something to someone. Yeah. I always feel that way.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about comedy.
Yeah. Well, earlier today, I realized you messaged me. You messaged me a very, very, very sweet. Oh, you didn't message me. You put it on your story, very sweet message saying happy birthday to me, and how I taught you how to be better, and not only in comedy but like in mentally, physically, and all this shit, man. And I swear I got a little teary-eyed because you forget that sometimes you can impact someone's life without even noticing. Because I wasn't even taking into consideration. I was just trying to be a friend.
Right.
I was just trying to be a brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But see, reading it, you don't take into consideration how much effect you can do to someone.
Yeah.
Just being you.
Yep.
Being your true self. You know what I'm saying? So I try to let whatever this is spill out to the comedy too. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make people fucking happy.
Yeah.
I want them whenever they're around me to be fucking, whoa, man, I haven't laughed that good.
Right.
I'm glad you haven't laughed that way in a while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Laugh even if you laughed a little. I haven't chuckled. I haven't chuckled like that. You know, anything. Just be happy.
Yeah,
Be
no,
happy.
that's the beautiful thing about comedy. It's like for comedians, it's our therapy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very therapeutic.
It can be.
You know, like I really feel like it. At least for me, I feel like it is. Like if I go up on stage, if I haven't been on a stage in a while, I start getting kind of like sad. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to get on a stage. I want to start making people laugh. I want to get this shit out because it's just like pent up.
Well, I mean, that happened in the pandemic.
Oh yeah.
And you needed a new outlet, which was a fucking godsend.
It was, man. It really was.
You needed an outlet, and God was like, "Hey, do this, you fucking idiot."
I don't know if God called me that, but you know, that's cool.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know God was a child, dude. So you're God, and you can't say fucking idiot?
I mean,
I don't even want to be God, dude. Who wants to be God?
You can, but you choose not to because you're a better person, not a piece of shit like you who drinks hot beer on a podcast. I know that shit's warm. You poured that shit like an hour and a half ago. You don't want to drink that shit anymore.
I do. And I need to pee too.
I'm sure you do. This one thing about this guy fucking pisses.
I do.
He pees like a son. I mean, we're on the road and you're like a child in the back. You're like, hey, John, you think you can pull over? I got it. Dude, I've had to piss for like 45 minutes. I just haven't said anything.
I don't know what it is, man. Kidney cancer. I don't know, dude.
Kidney cancer.
I drink. That's all it is. I popped the seal. Can we do it like the what's it called? Your Mom's House podcast where they just fucking stop the thing.
Oh, we could.
All right.
Do you want to pause and come back?
Can we?
Wow.
We can.
All right, man.
We can, right?
Just fucking...
Dude, it's literally gonna be a watch it. Let's do it like Rick Glassman.
All right.
Feel better, dude.
And we're back.
I'm sorry. It felt really good. I swear. Have you ever had to hold it so long, and then you pee, and then your eyes just get watery because it's just the pee's gonna come out through your eyes instead?
No.
Yeah, me neither, dude.
I held it so long that like when I did piss, can I talk? I held it so long that when I did piss, it fucking went like it fucking came out like everywhere.
Oh yeah, that's.
Have you had that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
when you're like really drunk, and you hold it.
I was sober. I held it for a long time, and we were like coming and like it was. We had there was construction, so we're like hitting the rumble strips. And so I was like, oh, motherfucker, come on. And so like we exited and I ran in and I fucking went and it was like, it got out of my fucking shorts. I was like, oh, dude, the fuck, bro. Yeah, it was rough.
Have you ever fucking just finished and then zipped up and then walk away and you're just like, nah, we still got some.
Little dribbles at the end, and then you feel it.
That's cool, and you just kind of pat down on your pants so your pants can soak it in. And now you have piss pants.
Yeah, it's like when you're making out with a girl and you leave and you feel like the pre-cum on your boxers. You walk away.
What?
Nothing.
Wait, what?
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Nah, dude. Yeah. Nah.
I come really easy.
You know what? I need to piss because you are a double-decker Harley Davidson, right? Bigger tank. Just bigger tank. I'm
a bitch.
Electric scooter.
Got it.
I'm an electric scooter, like zero tank.
Yeah.
You know? And for those watching, I've had a tall boy, and beer is a diuretic. So, sorry, dude.
It's all right, man. It's cool. No, I'm happy that we were able to put in 5 minutes talking about you peeing. That's cool. Great podcast. Fucking, this is why you're episode 3 and not episode 1, because I knew this shit was gonna happen.
Yo, Mr. Beast, holla at your boy.
He doesn't want anything to fucking do with you.
We're here with Aaron Suarez.
All right, so hip hop.
Yeah.
I know you're really big into East Coast hip hop.
100%.
What artist influenced you to that route? Or did you have a cousin who listened to like a lot of East Coast hip hop?
I did.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, I had my cousin Brock and who passed away, and my cousin Jay was his brother, and they had a cousin named Philip too, and they would always have these old school like tapes. They would have tapes that were like green and red and shit like that, like clear and shit like that, and they had graffiti on them.
Yeah,
and they had shit in there like Eric Sherman and Redman and fucking Gangstar. No, not Gangstar. Big L. A lot of Wu-Tang shit, and I just like they were so into it, right? And I got it after a while. I was like, why is this? Because I was into like Southern hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Old school 666, you know, especially screwed music and stuff like that, right? But yeah, man, I started hearing this shit, and I you know what it was? Excuse me, I fell in love with the writing, with the wordplay, because that's kind of how I still like when I was doing music, that I wrote like that. I played with words, right? Because that's what East Coast rappers do a lot. One of the biggest influence I had was Jada Kiss. Jada Kiss is a fucking monster.
Is, dude, ridiculous.
Yeah, one of my favorite all time hip hop artists. And you know, besides that, a bunch of other East Coast Wu-Tang, a lot of members from the Wu-Tang, right? Obviously. Big Pun was another one that I was just like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? The most super underrated. I mean, he's respected, right? But I think he's top 5 for sure.
He died too soon. Yeah.
Oh, died too
did.
soon.
Way
Well,
too soon.
I mean, health-wise, not too soon. But life-wise, yes.
Not a surprise.
Life-wise. Death-wise, no. Like, no one was like, what? Like, no, like.
How did he die?
Gunshot. It wouldn't be a gunshot. It wouldn't reach his organs. Hey, shout out to Big Pun. I'm just fucking. I love Big Pun, man.
His fat's a fucking flak jacket, a fat jacket. All right, now shout out to Big Pun. Don't fucking kill me. I'm gonna fucking go to the East Coast and shoot my ass. Like, yeah, should have got more weight, fat ass or skinny ass or
like Chris
I don't
Rock.
know.
We don't
That
need
didn't go well.
we don't need rappers mad at us.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we don't need that. All right, so I know the East Coast hip hop. Another thing that you're really big into is UFC.
Yeah.
How did you get into that?
So, like I mentioned, I was always like an athlete and stuff like that, and
Which you would never be able to tell if you saw some of his older pictures. But go ahead.
by the way, you'll see him. I remember it was bullying. It all started with bullying. You know, I was a football player and whatever, and I was a rough kid on the field and stuff like that. But I was never like a real fighter or anything like that, right? My grandpa was a boxer, and my dad boxed too, and I knew this, but I just never really caught my attention. And I was getting bullied a lot, and I don't know what it was. I think I told my dad like, "Fuck this kid" or whatever. He was like, "Why don't you try out boxing?" I'm like, "Okay." So I got into. My dad got me into boxing with some people that my grandpa and them knew. His name was Felix. The trainer's name's Felix. They call him El Gato, because Felix the cat.
Yeah.
And it was this fucking aluminum warehouse, all aluminum, behind my grandmother, my great grandmother, house, and it was an oven in there, and I was a kid. Now I was at maybe I want to say maybe like 12 or 13, and I just got into it, man. I just started training or whatever, and I started learning. And I started saying, holy shit, even as a young kid, I was like, holy shit, I punch pretty hard.
Yeah.
And I started moving. I started like sparring and I started moving. I was like, oh, if I do this, he can't fucking touch me. If I do this and then hit him, he's not going to know what the fuck. And I started just studying it a lot.
Right.
And I remember one time, this is a great story. I don't know if I told you this, but I remember one time, one of the biggest bullies in our school at the time, he was this mean fucking guy. His whole family was mean. His whole family was ghetto as fuck. Like so ghetto to the point where this guy, whenever he would get in a fight outside of like in the football field or whatever, his fucking family would park there and be like, fucking go. Like mom, dad, siblings. Mom, dad, and siblings. I swear to God. Biggest, they were like the O'Doyles.
Yeah,
fucking Billy Madison.
Billy Madison, O'Doyle rules.
O'Doyle rules, yeah, but way more fucking ghetto.
Kick his ass, we're getting pizza net.
Yeah. And I remember everyone was scared of this guy. He had this big, I mean, at the time, for a kid, he had a big fucking fist, man. And there was a couple of guys in school that were like that, but this guy was a big bully. And I remember one time we were in a lunch line, and he was going down the line, just punching the shit out of the guy's legs. Just going down the line, just boom, boom, every fucking one. And one of my best friends, Adrian, man, he was next to me and had a freshly sharpened pencil. And I told him, I was like, if he fucking tries it, I'm gonna fucking stick him. And my boy was like, what?
He just saw American Me and shit.
No, not even. I just went into like, I'm not afraid of him, but I didn't want to use my hands yet. I was like, I'm gonna stab him.
Yeah.
So, and my friend was like, what the fuck? I'm like, nah, bro, like fucking just fucking take it. I was like, no, enough is enough.
Yeah.
And I was like, so he gets to me, and I just fucking don't hesitate. I just put it out. I was like, if you touch me in Spanish, I was like, if you fucking touch me, I'm gonna fucking prick you, you motherfucker.
Right.
If you touch me. And he just stared at me like wanted to fucking kill me, but he saw something else. I feel like he saw something else because he was like, oh really? In Spanish, it's all in Spanish. He's like, oh really? Okay. He skipped me and my friend, and he continued punching motherfuckers.
The fuck?
Yeah. He continued after that shit. So after I was like, oh, okay. So that was you know, the pencil thing, right? Okay, so these guys aren't fucking untouchable. They are scared too, right? So that snapped something else in my brain. I was like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna let anyone fucking bully me. I don't care how fucking and from there on, it was not a good choice or mentality at the time because I remember I became this like virtuous guy because I was in a. By the way, I was in GT classes, like gifted and talented classes or whatever, but I did not belong there.
Yeah.
I just guessed a test in elementary school. They're like, you're smart. And I was like, really? This system sucks. So I was with a lot of GT peeps, right? A lot of fucking smart people, whatever. And I remember one time, my biggest flaw was not being afraid because I fought a lot of big guys, like way bigger than me. That was my flaw. And I got my ass kicked a couple of times, but not all the time.
Right.
Not all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And I remember the last day of 8th grade, there's this big fucking guy, way bigger than me, was fucking just grabbing this guy that used to help me in my math class. And he was just like, last day of school. Last day of school, dude. And I'm just looking at this and I'm like, it's not. I'm like, hey. Fucking, why don't you pick on some of your own size? I wasn't his size. He was like you? I'm like, oh, you fucking retard. No, not like me. Not like me. Like someone else, like your size. So he was like, you want to fucking blah, blah, blah? Like, fuck it. Let's do it. This is the last day of 8th grade. We go to the fucking football field and we get down. He's like, what's up? He starts talking. I'm already a trained boxer. I don't talk. So he's like, he just starts fucking receiving. He just gets a little honey badger on his ass, bro.
Yeah.
And he just fucking, he gets my shirt and he does the whole hockey thing, right? God,
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck that. He got off my shirt and he's like, I fucked up his nose and we separated and he was like, yeah, okay. Like, that's it or what? That's it or what? And I was like, And I just went again because I was already in this place. Like, my coaches told me, fucking don't stop until the bell rings. And him saying yeah, it wasn't the bell ringing.
Right.
The bell ringing for me was him physically like fucking, that's it, dude. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see it in him yet. He just wanted to prove a point, but I wasn't going to let him prove that point.
Right.
So I went fucking going, you know? And from there, I just not only fell in love with the fact knowing that I can defend myself, I fell in love with the formulas. And I think that's what it is to a lot of the things that I do. Hip hop, I figured out a formula that I liked, a lot of wordplay. Fighting, I figured out a lot of formulas that I liked. And from boxing, I did a little bit of jiu-jitsu and I did a little bit of MMA, you know. But I couldn't stick to that sport, even though to this day I love it so much, especially MMA. I love boxing forever, but MMA just changed my fucking view and opinions on human beings in general because you see the purest form of will when it comes to a man and another man or a woman and another woman in one fucking ring, and you don't have any teammates.
Right.
It's just you. It's just you and that person. Who's better? Who's fucking better? You know what I'm saying? And yeah. So this day I enjoy. Oh yeah, but the reason I didn't continue that is because in the boxing I remember one time I was a kid and I sparred because in where I'm from, Laredo, there's Mexico right next to it, which is Nuevo Laredo, right? So in Nuevo Laredo, sometimes to our gym, they would bring boxers from Mexico, which were these fucking blockheaded, apocalypto-looking motherfuckers, right? These fucking Aztec Mayan, big blockhead motherfuckers. Right. And I remember I sparred with a guy one time, and we beat the shit out of each other. I remember I wanted to spar. It was supposed to be a sparring session, but this motherfucker, like, he came swinging. Like, he just wanted to take my head off, right? So I was like, okay, this is not going to be a boxing fight. This is going to be chingazos, right? We're going to fucking go at it. So we beat the shit out of each other, man. Like, hardcore. I think we did like 4 or 5 rounds or something like that. And we beat the fuck out, the living shit out of each other. And I just remember, like, fucking taking off my gloves. Like, they were taking off my gloves or whatever. And then I kind of, like, I felt like I blinked and I was already in the shower.
Oh, damn.
And then I blinked again and I was sitting on my mom's couch. So I was heavily concussed and I lost spaces of time, and that kind of freaked me out. And I was like, if this is a thing that I have to worry about, you know, losing my brain, then no.
It's probably why I have ADHD now.
Maybe.
I think we broke some ground here.
Maybe, man, maybe. That's not my fucking therapist, that fucking hack. He fucking tell me that.
She didn't come on the podcast. That's all you needed to do.
Oh, man. Maybe, dude. No, but like I said, I figured out for me. So I had ADHD before that shit, right? But I still, I didn't want to lose that.
Right.
That fucking gift that I think I have of writing stuff down or figuring out formulas and shit like that. So I was like, okay, I can love it. I can still train, but at a distance. I don't have to fight. I don't have to spar.
Yeah.
I can still train. But then I saw jiu-jitsu and I was like, oh, this has no strikes.
Right.
But it also, you can fucking make a man look like a bitch.
Yeah.
Right? Anyone. You can make any, doesn't matter how big you are. This is the beautiful thing about jiu-jitsu. It's now almost a level, a playing field, right? What's it called? What fair playing field, I guess.
Level playing field, right?
A level playing field, yeah.
Yep.
It really is, because in that it's also a chess match, and it's also has to do with momentum, because you could be like, I'm gonna bum rush this guy, and they're like, yeah, you should bum rush me,
right?
Because I'm gonna fucking flip you over like a swing, you dumb fuck, because you use other people's. Anyways, I'm getting off topic, but I could talk about it all day. I could talk about MMA and fighting all fucking day, but yeah, man, it's just the formulas. The formulas are really cool. Figuring out. You know, it's a chess match. It's like comedy too. I think comedy is a chess match too, right? Because you're making a move.
Yep.
And sometimes they don't laugh, so that's their move. Like, nah, we're getting closer to your that's closer to you bombing, right?
Yeah.
And they start getting closer to your fucking king or whatever the fuck. So yeah, man, I think that's one of the reasons. Bullying was the reason why I got into fighting, and then I fell in love with it more because the discipline more than ever, and the formulas. And I think that, especially hip hop, helped me a lot in my writing, because I mean you've seen my writing. It's a very it has to do a lot with wordplays, because I do a lot of callbacks. That's my shit.
Yep.
But that's me kind of making music. That's a hook for me. Go back to the hook.
Yeah.
Right, and then boom, go do the other verse, go back to the fucking hook, or go back to this other. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So it's just all about wordplay, man, and that's really why there's so many aspects of comedy that I like, and it's heavily influenced not only by hip hop but by fighting, because it's another type of discipline, right? If you really think about it, it's another type of discipline, and also I just can't stop doing shit.
Yeah.
I can't stop doing shit. I have to be moving or doing something all the time. I want to be helpful.
Yeah, and I think going into the discipline talk, I know that we both have our discipline. Well, a lot of our discipline is from David Goggins.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
100%.
Dude completely changed our lives.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I didn't even know that you knew about him until we started working together, you know, because that's somebody that I figured out about, and it changed my discipline and changed my ways and just made me go harder. And then when I met you, you were the same way.
Yeah.
You know?
I saw Goggins right at the right time, I believe, because it was just recently, right?
Yep, me
so
too.
when I started losing weight, I didn't know about Goggins yet. When I started losing weight, I just kind of like it was the pandemic that really did it for me, right? It was not being able to hang out with friends, family, or anything like that. So what can I do? And I was a fat fuck. I was for those who don't know, I was a 200, and at my heaviest, I was 243 pounds. And I'm 5'7".
I weighed 245 this morning.
Exactly.
At my fattest.
And I'm not tall. I'm a 5'7", so I grew the opposite. I grew vertically instead of fucking horizontally, right? And anyways, I couldn't do anything, so I was like, I'm gonna go for a walk. Then that walk, I was like, I can't do anything again. I'm gonna go for another walk. A lot of people don't fucking believe this shit, but if you walk a mile a day and not eat fast food, in a month you can lose like 15 pounds just walking a mile a day.
Yep.
And I learned, this journey has been pretty fucking cool because I learned a lot of things about myself, and I learned that I was a bitch, first of all, and that's where I'm gonna go to Goggins, because I remember I fell off, closer to the end of the pandemic. I fell off and I gained weight again. For those who don't know, I during the pandemic I was at 243 and I went down to 180.
Damn.
I went down to 180 after maybe 6 months or so. And that was biking. That was all that bullshit. And then, and I got back into boxing. After the pandemic, I got back into boxing a little bit more, but just to train. No sparring or nothing like that. It was great. I want to try to find one in Austin, man. But everyone wants to do classes and shit. I just want a free open gym. I need an open gym, right? I don't need a boo punch. Anyways, what?
He's still concussed from his fight. I'm sorry about that. Discipline. You were 243, went to 180.
So I went to 180. I got COVID when I moved to Austin, so that didn't help. And then when I was recovering from COVID, I fucked up my ankle going on a hike. Like, I was like, I'm good. I can breathe. I never had breathing problems. Like, COVID's already going away with me or whatever. I'm not testing positive anymore or whatever. So I'm going to go for a walk or for a hike. And I did go for a hike, and I think I fractured my ankle. I never checked it because I'm not a bitch.
He doesn't have healthcare. That's what that is. Okay, go ahead.
That's exactly what it is. So just self-treatment, man. I still have, you know how you showed me you have a little bump on your foot? I have one too.
Yeah.
But it's on my ankle. And it's forever there. I think it's like just a torn ligament that healed, but healed wrong. And it's just sticking out. But I mean, if it doesn't hurt, fuck it. Keep using it, right?
Yeah.
And then Goggins came in after that shit. When I moved to Austin and, I failed again, and I was looking for motivation, actually.
Yeah.
And somehow I ran across this guy, I guess a reel or something, and I just went deep.
Yeah.
I went on a deep dive on Goggins, and I realized I'm a little pussy.
Yes, dude. He'll make you feel like a bitch.
Yeah, and after I saw fucking Goggins, I was like, 100% I can do more. Of course I can do more.
Right.
This whole time, like, I was limiting myself into what I can do, and that's all bullshit.
Yes.
That's stuff you make up, you know what I'm saying? Yep. And after that, man, I just started having the mentality, not only in working out, but I started having it just in life. Like in comedy, I use it a lot in comedy. Especially when I fucking start getting that insecurity and bitter, like, why that guy? Why not me? Like, this is all inner shit, right? That I fight with myself.
Yeah.
I always have to remember what Goggins says. Just fuck everyone else, first of all, and also keep the horse blinders on, man.
Right.
Keep the fucking horse blinders on. Focus on you. Louis also said something recently that fucking, the great thing about fucking, growing older and just living life and paying attention. Growing older, I think it's awesome because you understand things a little bit better, right? You mature a lot, and you take in things more instead of like being resistant to it, right? And I showed you that clip of Louis C.K. saying, like, don't forget of why you did it. Like, focus on your work.
Right. Yep.
Don't forget why you're doing it. You forget social media, whatever. No, there's people that already like you, right? There's people that go to your shows already. Yeah, focus on that. Focus on your work.
Yeah.
Let the work fucking do it for you. And it's hard to keep that mentality, but I do it more often than none. You know what I'm saying? Because it like I said, it's a hard game. It can be fucking deflating at times, but you have to snap yourself out of it. Like, no, I mean, I know my work's good. I know my work's good. And even if it takes fucking 20, 30 years, I'm going to keep doing it. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't fucking matter because I like doing it.
Yeah.
And I have to keep reminding myself that.
Always, constantly.
It doesn't matter because I like the day I don't like doing it anymore is the day I have to stop doing comedy.
Right.
Because I don't want to do it for money. It'd be great if I can make a living off of it. But I mean, I'm not doing it now. I've been doing it for 10 years and I haven't been living off of it. Mm-hmm. But yet, I still get to headline clubs. I fucking shot a special, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And shit like that. And it's because I truly just fucking love it. I love comedy. I do.
And the special, when that came out, how did that change what you did at your craft? Like, I know that you said like writing the new material just kind of like unlocked something for you when we were talking about it.
So for those who don't know, that the special I did, I shot it last year in May, and that special, whatever's in that special, that's literally 8 years of work. That's a set that I've been working for 8 years. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I don't know if people judge me or not, but it's a 48-minute special. It's not an hour, but it's because I think that happened because throughout the years I kept obsessing over this set, and I kept chopping off. And I kept adding, and I kept chopping off more, and I kept adding, and trim fat, because I was just obsessing with it. Like, it was already done.
Yeah.
And I kept looking for the fucking answer. I kept looking for the formula, but it was already there.
Yeah.
So I was like, what am I waiting for? And I think I had lost my daytime job, and I had a little bit of money saved up, and I had one option. It's either go back to Laredo, with this money you have, get an apartment, get a job over there, your family's over there, start all over again, blah, blah, blah. Or put all your pennies in a basket, as they say, right? And just do it yourself.
Right.
Right? Because I guess subconsciously, as a comic, you have this fantasy like, oh, maybe somehow HBO is going to see me. Somehow Netflix is going to see me. Somehow. That somehow never fucking came.
Yeah.
So I said, I could do it. I mean, if I got a buddy that can help me, he knows what he's doing. If I got this money saved up, even though it's going to leave me broke, hey, I mean, it's going to be out there forever. I've been working on this for 8 years. Yeah. So that's what made me just say, fuck it. Even if I fucking go home, even if I have to go home, I'm going to fucking record this special because this is my 8-year painting. Right. Some paintings don't take fucking that long. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And I'm very proud of it, man, because I did it all independently, man. And I never knew I could do something like that, I mean, I've made, fucking hip hop albums and mixtapes and, but never something at that level. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it's all luck again. It's all luck. The guy that helped me, Thomas Biggers, shout out to Thomas Biggers, brother. I'm glad you're doing fucking great. So let me tell you something about Thomas. The way I met Thomas, he actually, would go to the Addison Improv to record comics. He recorded Theo Von and Norman. He did Norman too and shit like that. Legit. And he would just reach out like, hey man, like I saw you're going to go to the Improv. I charge like fucking blah, blah, blah for a video. It's good quality or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, cool, dude. So Sean Trainer at the time was booking for the Addison Improv. And finally, I got my very first headlining gig at a national comedy club, right? The Improv. And I was very excited about it. And then 2 weeks later, COVID shut down. Yeah. My very first headlining national gig, 2 weeks before that, shut down. Yeah. And we had to, and Sean was like, nah. A week later, he's like, nah, it's too. He was like, still like, oh, you sure? Like 2 days or 3 days before the show, he's like, yeah, it's not gonna happen. I was like, I could have told you that, man. You didn't have to torture me.
Right. They shut down the NBA and figured that my comedy show was.
Like, what? God, dude. Oh, it's my first time. So that happened, right? So now I'm in this heavy depression alone. By the way, I had broken up with my girlfriend a month before that, or like 2 months before that. So it was just downward spiral from fucking there, right? And then whatever, comedy came back. Anyways, I'm fucking elongating this story. So he reached out to me, right? Whenever we rescheduled the fucking thing, and I was like, yeah, dude, fuck yeah, let's do it. And he did a great job. I got some pretty good footage, but the audio wasn't there. The audio for me doing stand-up was great. The crowd sucked. And I remember that night, it was a big fucking crowd too.
Yeah.
By the way, fun fact: my first headlining fucking gig, Tony Casillas was there, and Ralph Barboza was there.
Oh,
they opened
that's
up.
fucking dope.
Yeah, they opened up on that show, man. So that was fucking cool. And I remember Ralph fucking came up to me. It was fucking cool. Still listen to this guy. I fucking love Ralphie.
Yeah, Ralph's fucking great.
But yeah, I remember they were there, and someone else was there. I can't remember. But anyways, so the recording was cool. My mic was cool, but the crowd worked. The crowd mic sucked. You know what I'm saying? They were laughing, but they were at a distance. You can hear them at a distance. And that night, it was good. It was a good set.
Damn.
So whatever. I put little clips out here and there. I don't want to put the whole thing on. I was like, it was half hour. It was a half-hour tape. So I was like, I'm just going to leave it there just so I can study it and blah, 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 right? And so that's how I met Thomas. Later on, like 2 years later, 2 years later after that, I just hit him up. I was like, hey, I got this idea. And I told him the whole idea. Like, oh, yeah. And we started talking. He started getting excited about it because it was his first comedy special, too. He had never shot a comedy special. We were both, it was our first time doing this shit, right?
Yeah.
And it was rough, man. It was rough because we were working away from each other. Oh, well, you know how it is right now. You're right. You're doing everything online and back and forth. And so he's a busy guy. And me having ADHD, a lot of people get frustrated and think I'm not patient, but that's not really it. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get something done so I can get the other thing done. And that's something that I've been working on, and it's something I can't help. You know, it's just move. And the reason I think that is just because I want to finish everything so I can have time for me.
Right.
Right. So I reached out to him, and it was rough, but we fucking got it done, man, beautifully. And I'm forever grateful for him for taking that journey with me, man, because not any motherfucker would be like, yeah, fuck it, and give me and help me out, because I had to rent the cameras, I had to rent his crew or whatever, and he gave me a great price. And also he was like making up for that thing in Addison, but he gave me an amazing price. And I think the universe fucking helps people out that are very generous, you know, like Thomas, because 2 weeks after we recorded the special, he fucking got hired by the Liver King. And
That's crazy.
2 weeks, 2 weeks right before he filmed my special, he got hired as the main guy, the main camera guy for the Liver King. And this motherfucker was just in Dubai and fucking all these fucking crazy places doing crazy shit, doing Liver King shit, basically, right?
Tons of roids.
Yeah. And this was before the roid thing,
And
too.
Joe Rogan exposed him, and then he lost his job.
No, he's actually still doing good. And, you know, Thomas is still there working with him and stuff like that. And, you know, I just believe good people get good things, man.
Yeah.
And Thomas is one of those guys, man. I don't think I would have ever... I wouldn't have done it if he wouldn't give me that little push to that little confidence. Like, dude, let's just fucking let's do this. Let's do this. He had full confidence, which gave me full confidence. Yeah. And you need guys like that around, man. You need guys like that. So, Thomas, thank you.
And the specials on YouTube. It is
on YouTube.
Everything Must Go. We'll put the we'll link it into the more info section. So.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
That guy.
Yep, there it is, right there. Man. Everything Must Go.
There you go.
It's a great special, man. It came out fucking crisp.
I love it, man.
It's
very
great,
proud of it.
Dude.
I'm very, very proud of it, man. Thank you to all the people who came out. And the cool part about that, going back to your question, recording that special did something crazy to my brain. It opened up my mind. I couldn't write anymore because I was so obsessed with my special with this set, right? Yeah. So I was just like, I said, oh, I can make this better. I don't need this. I replace that. I can make this. As soon as I fucking let it all out there, I knew my brain knew we can't use that anymore. Yeah. So it kind of blocked it out. And with that blockage, like just these doors opened up and just ideas started flowing all over again. And at first I thought it was a panic thing, right? Like, oh, I need to come up with new shit. But it wasn't that at all. It was just, I wasn't allowing myself to think of anything else because I was obsessed with this set. Right. That's what I do. I get obsessed with things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, I recommend it. If you've been doing comedy for a while and you know you have this fucking 45-minute hot fucking set or even the fucking hour, man, invest in yourself. If you think that Netflix is gonna fucking just come around or HBO or Showtime or Hulu or whatever, listen, they might, but 90% chance they're not. Yeah. It's a very small margin.
It is.
So do it yourself. Yep. Do it yourself, because now we live in an age where you could just go on YouTube, put up your special. The people that like you are going to see it and they're going to share it, and maybe someone else might see it. You know what I'm saying? And
Andrew Schultz, man, changes. I mean, he laid the blueprint out for everybody. Yeah. You know,
And the best part about it is that same fucking year, last year, you shot your fucking special.
Yeah.
Which made it even fucking greater to me, bro.
Yeah,
it's
man.
Fucking
yeah, dude. It's
2022, baby.
Yep. It was a good year, man.
I can't wait
sure.
for that shit. You show me some fucking images on it, man, and like little quick vids, and you think my special looks crisp. That shit looks fucking crisp.
Oh, man. Thanks.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I'm looking forward to seeing the final product. It's almost done.
Yeah?
So I'm fucking amped to see it.
No date release yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. But it'll happen soon, for sure. But and then when we do have a date, of course, I'll be pushing it and everything. But yeah, it's I'm stoked about it.
Do you know where you're gonna release it yet?
No, we're gonna
yet?
shop it around
Okay.
once everything's done. But more than likely, if nobody picks it up, then we're just gonna put it out on YouTube. You know.
Gotcha.
So we're coming kind of towards the end of the podcast, and before we do, wanted to do a little segment of where he has 2 videos that he's going to show me just blindly, and I'm going to show him 2 videos. So I guess let's go to the video of that Aaron sent.
Before we do that, let's do the Wendy's one first.
The Wendy's one first?
Yeah, please.
Okay, all right. I want to see it.
It's gonna be on this screen.
Blind reaction. Yep.
Yeah, in a sec. All right.
Wendy's hamburger. People ask how I'm doing. Very suicidal.
And that's 1,000% Aaron's comedy right there. That is 1,000% Aaron's comedy. People ask how I'm doing. Suicidal.
Now the next one, I want you to see it, right? Mm-hmm. And I want you to try to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
Okay.
That's the only thing I want.
All right.
Can you hire it a little bit?
I mean, I get they're trying to be like a bartender, like make shots, but what the fuck is going on?
Okay.
All right.
Do you know what's going on here?
No.
That's not in India. Those are not Indian. They're Dominicans. And the whole village is in on it. They're all, this is in the Dominican Republic. They're all Dominicans. And they're all going,
Are you serious?
I swear to God. And then the whole village, they point to the village, and the village is like, the most racist fucking shit I've ever seen in my life.
You can't
and
get,
everyone's like,
can't get canceled in the Dominican Republic, though.
Of course not. They barely have internet. What are you going to do? Take away their internet?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But when I started watching it because the guy like has a beard painted on him, and I was like, that's probably some weird Indian shit, right?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, whatever. And then it was the camera guy was like, and I was like, oh, you motherfuckers, oh, you motherfuckers, you got me. And then the crowd saw it too because there's a crowd of people there, right? And he goes, and then they all like, even the kids are fucking doing it.
Damn.
Oh fuck.
Oh, man.
I knew you weren't gonna get it. You thought they were Indian.
I didn't know what was going on. I was trying to figure out what they were doing. I was like, well, I know it's like a bartender.
You're like, what are they drinking?
That's Sprite and beans. Like, I was like, what the fuck's going to happen
Sprite
right
and
now?
lima beans, dude.
I've heard about the Tums challenge, but this is fucking ridiculous. All right. So,
I can't wait to see yours. Let's fucking do this.
so the other night I had a dream, right? And I was in a dream where I was like in an elevator, and they were like, we're going to go to the basement. And we went so fast down into the basement that I was like floating.
Yeah.
And like, I started doing the, like I just started doing like that, like I was
In your
meditating. Yeah. And like I was like starting to do like that, like I was meditating and shit. It was almost like, remember the Chappelle show when he's like, call me now for your bumper cloud reading. And he's just like, that's exactly, like I was just doing that, you know? And we went all the way down to the basement, and we got off, and we walked in, and we're like sitting there and we're talking. Out of nowhere, a dude gets up on the podium. He starts talking. It's David Goggins. And I'm like, what the fuck? How? What? And they're like, yeah, dude, Goggins is here. And I was like,
Great. Now I
"What?"
look like a loser in front of David
I was
Goggins.
like, what? And so like I went over there, and like a fight started to break out. like in the audience. I was like, what the fuck, dude? I was like, dude, fucking David Goggins is here. Like, what the fuck is good? Like, why are y'all fighting? You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy, you're gonna fucking ruin it. David Goggins, and I'm horrible at fucking figuring out like I'm dreaming. I'm horrible at it. I'm fucking awful.
You're not a lucid dreamer.
I'm not at all. Like, I'm just like, oh, that makes sense. So David Goggins gets off. He comes out and like he goes into the audience, and I don't know why, but he started fucking dancing like Chris Brown. Like he was just like, fucking moving and shit. And I was like, oh shit, dude, he's fucking popping and locking. What the fuck's up with Goggins, dude?
Merry Christmas.
And I'm like, this seems legit. Like, I don't know it's a dream or nothing.
He started dancing.
And then out of nowhere, I wake up, full hard on. Full fucking erection. Full erection. I was like, why? 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 I know Goggins says stay hard, but why am I hard right now?
Oh my God.
Hard, like back, like I had to get up and I had to take a piss. It was like one of those pisses like where you had to sit down and like hold your dick down because like you don't want to piss everywhere. It's like, no, dude, I just want to. Why am I hard? Why? Am I...
Oh man, I just saw a vision of David Goggins. You gay?
Roger that. You a gay motherfucker? All right.
Oh fuck.
So that being said, the first video is of my dick.
Dream. Holy shit.
Go ahead and so.
Oh, let me put on the cans.
The Goggins. I found a video that I found hilarious and I wanted to show it to you.
Let's see.
At high school, as you expect, is not very disciplined and all that.
Guess what I did? There's also a one-man fighting position where you fight alone until the right people come along to fight with you. Everything I talk about is self. People want to talk about team. Let's talk about team. You look for somebody?
Whoa, where did that guy in the back come out of?
That was me with the heart on.
If you're gonna be on stage, you gotta learn to keep presence, bro. Alright? So, one man fighting position. In life, a lot of times, right now,
Just because he's intimidated as fuck.
Yeah, dude.
That's why he turned away. He can't accept the presence.
Yeah.
I probably keep in touch with not probably one person from high school. It's not going to be the end of your life. So right now, you got to realize to fight by yourself. If you want to achieve goals, you cannot be around people who aren't going anywhere. You got to fight alone, and that's okay. But you got to realize when you fight alone, guess what happens? People in high school may start doing what? You're a little different. You're a little weird. You're a little awkward. They thought I was too. But guess where they're all at right now? The same town I came from, doing small jobs, small-minded. I thought outside the box. So now they're watching me on TV, watching me on Instagram. So if you're different, that's a good thing. Don't be afraid to be different, all right? But do you have the strength to fight alone? Only you can answer that question.
Yes, sir.
You do. Roger that.
Yeah, I'm hard too, dude.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, you know what it was? It's probably the excitement of watching David Goggins that got you aroused. It's not so much a sexual thing. It's just your you know how they say sometimes like a serial killer couple, they fuck right after they fucking kill somebody because it's the adrenaline and all this excitement and shit like that. So I think maybe the excitement of David Goggins is fucking they got in, you dropped in. Ha-ha, motherfucker!
Yeah.
You didn't know I could do this.
It definitely could be. There
like,
wasn't any cum on the sheet, so that was cool.
As long as it wasn't a wet one,
Yeah.
you're good, dude.
Cool, man.
Solid. It's bro
Cool.
shit.
Fuck yeah. I'm going to tell
shit.
Goggins about it if I ever meet him.
Yo, you gay. I love that.
Second clip. So I know that you and I had a conversation, and you're at a point in your life right now where, like, you don't want any woman who's a friend. You want to date. Like if they want to be friends, you're like, I'm good. Like you have your woman friends already.
Yeah.
But if you're meeting anybody new, like you're like, fuck you. I don't want to be your friend. We got a date type shit, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. I know I have some. Not really. I don't have a big group of women friends besides like my comedy peers and stuff like that, and maybe like one or two that will just say hi once in a while and message. But there's totally platonic, right? But other like I'm dating right now, so I feel like every girl that I've met, and I'm not saying they're all like this, but the percentage that I've dated, they're all just want to keep someone as a friend, like friend, like let's take it slow, let's be friends. I was like, I'm not dating to be a friend.
Yeah.
I'm dating to be someone's man, someone's partner. You know what I'm saying? And some people don't fucking get that. It's harsh. They think it's harsh, but I mean, this is how it was since the beginning of time. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no rape involved anymore, right? Because the caveman were fucking animals, basically. But there was always some kind of courting. Like, let's put it this way: caveman weren't trying to get fucking friend zoned.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Or I don't know. I'm just saying. I feel like I'm too old to be a reserve. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm too old to be a reserve, and I like I said to you, I have friends. I have a lot of friends, actually. Yeah. A lot of them.
That's not a lot.
I don't. I have friends,
Pull up your contacts
let me
right
rephrase
now.
that. I have friends. And don't get me wrong, I probably have space for more, but I no, who am I kidding? I don't. I'm happy with the friends I have.
The patience with this guy is like it's so like small when it comes like to me. I'm gay, so well, not like that, but I like building the relationship and like building the trust and building all that.
There's a way though. There's a way to build that relationship. I don't believe it like starting off as friends. I remember starting. I do agree with starting slow. But starting as friends is stupid because you know why? I don't fuck my friends. That's what they don't understand. They want to be my friend, but I don't fuck my friends.
Did you work your way in?
Not even. I don't think I've fucked any of my friends. Have I? Maybe like one or two, but I was like young. I was like my early fucking 20s and shit like that. You're just fucking horny. Everyone's horny, right? But not intentionally, like not knowing, like not consciously knowing that. Oh yeah, well we're gonna be friends and I'll be here, maybe, just maybe. It's like no, fuck you.
So
dude.
fucking your friend is like getting an HBO special. That's the percentage rating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not looking for friendship. I'm looking for a romantic connection. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not in that fucking playing field, it's okay.
Yeah.
Just stay the fuck away from me.
Right.
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
With that being said, the second video clip reminded me of you.
Uh-oh.
And I see this being you in your dating life right now.
Oh, fuck.
So go ahead and play that one for me.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, look, it's only a few streets away. I'm moving in with my boyfriend.
Fuck
Ian.
you.
You could hand this on to my boyfriend.
Fuck you.
My boyfriend was saying the other day.
Fuck you.
Can I accompany you on your journey?
Sure. I've got to get Scruffy back to my boyfriend and then...
That's what it's like dating Aaron.
I'll kick your fucking dog, yo.
If you got a boyfriend, do not date the guy. He will punch your fucking dog. He does not give a shit.
I mean, if you have a boyfriend also, what are you doing hanging out with me? Isn't he fucking fun? Do I have to be the fun friend? You know what I'm saying? Hey, let him be fun.
Yeah.
Right? He
You make her laugh,
you.
and then she goes home and fucks him.
Which also brings me to one more point. There's a lot of talk right now. I saw the talk that how do you stop masturbation and how masturbation is affecting a lot of men. And you know what's fucked up? The people who always fucking talk about porn and how it's bad for you are people that are fucking. Everyone that's how bad porn is someone that's in a relationship. How do we cure porn? Get fucked. You need to get fucked so we don't have to jack. How do you cure masturbation? You get fucked. That's exactly it. And it's always the people that are getting later in relationships that have something to say about porn. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking dumb. I fucking jack off.
Okay. Well, with that, we're gonna end the episode. Aaron, I appreciate you coming on, man.
I love you, brother.
It's been fun. Do you want to let them know where they can find you at? And
well, you can go on Facebook, Aaron Suarez. I'm mostly on Instagram, so you can do Aaron_Suarez_comedy. It'll be right here. And yeah, that's it. Oh, check out the special. My YouTube special. I got a lot of dates coming up, especially with this big boy right here. And yeah, man, thank you for having me. I fucking love it, man. I can't wait to come back.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Well, thanks again, guys, for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Have a good one. I didn't know how to end it. I just said have a good one. It's fucking stupid.
Have a good one.
Cooler than the polar bear. Born in the game.